Hello, I'm Chef Lagbir. Welcome to Aapka India, Bangalore. And your weather is really good. On that note, let's start our Alchi Ki Pinni, a winter delicacy from Punjab. So let me introduce today's ingredients. We have jaggery, wheat flour, flax seeds, almonds, fennel seeds, edible gum, melon seed, dates. Dates I have chopped it. I have chopped dates and it is seedless. We have ghee, lots of ghee, poppy seed, cashew nuts, and black pepper. We are going to use water as per requirement. First, we are going to make our jaggery syrup. For that, I'm going to use around 200 grams of jaggery, sorry, half a kg of jaggery. And for jaggery, the water is going to be half a bowl of this. So this is half a kg and half a bowl of water. So I've already made my syrup and kept, and the consistency you can see it's flowing. So in another pan, I am going to roast our flaxseed. So flaxseed is 200 grams. I'm going to put flax seeds. On slow heat, we are going to just roast it because if it's hot, high flame, flax is going to burn. So we don't want burnt flax seeds, and we are going to just roast it slowly. Ensure to keep a lid aside because when it started heating up, it's going to bubble out. So the dish is really famous and it is eaten in winter. Speciality. As the ingredient what I'm going to use, the property is hot. As jaggery, the property is hot. We have flax seeds, we have almonds, cashew nuts, everything is hot. So it is winter dish. Getting warm. So it's already started oozing out. We have to just cover it and just cook it for another few seconds. You can hear the sounds crackling. That means it's already started cooking. See, you can see it. You can hear the sound, right? That means it's already started and our flax seeds are done. We're not going to roast it more and we're going to take it out. Now we are going to make a coarsely powder of our seeds. So let's do that. In the same pan, I'm going to heat our nuts. So I'm going to fry all the nuts. So in a pan, we are going to add around 4 tablespoons of ghee. So in entire recipe, it's like you're going to use around more than 6 to 700 grams of ghee. So I'm going to put our nuts first, almonds. So I'm going to roast almonds first. So when you cook all the nuts, the natural oils and all are boosted. So you have to roast any nuts first before cooking. It will help to release the flavors and the oils. So almonds are done. We're going to take out our almonds. Yeah, in the same ghee, I'm going to add our cashew nuts. Even cashew nuts, we are going to nicely fry. So cashew nuts are done. You can see the color of cashew nuts. We are not going to fry it more because it's hot and the cooking process is still happening. And if you roast more, then you'll cashew nut is going to turn bitter. You don't want that. You're going to drain out all the cashew nuts out. So now it's time to fry our eatable gum. See, the nuts I have taken 50 grams, 50 grams of cashew nut, 50 grams of almonds. And the same quantity I'm going to use. But here in this, I'm going to use around 30 grams. And we're going to increase the flame. We're not going to put everything together because it will be difficult to fry. So we're going to just take 3 spoons. We're going to fry this first and the second batch later. You know, it's getting fried. You can see it's happening like a popcorn already. And it consumes more oil. It will absorb entire ghee what's there in the pan. Once it is done, you're going to drain out our gum. You're going to add little more ghee. around 2 tablespoons I'm going to put again, and in that I'm going to add more of edible gum. So I have taken around 30 grams of edible gum. So once gum is done, we are going to take it out and make a fine powder of that. Actually, you're not going to find powder, it's going to be a paste, and it's lot of ghee inside our gum. So now we're going to make a fine powder, but one thing we have to keep in mind, only gum you cannot make a powder. You have to have something hard. So I'm going to add little bit of our nuts in that. So now you can make a powder of this, and even the cashew nuts separately. So it's done. In cashew nut, I'm going to put, so in nuts, I'm going to add around a tablespoon of fennel seeds and 2 tablespoons of black pepper. Now we're going to make a fine powder of our nuts and edible gum. So in another pan, I'm going to add ghee and start cooking our atta, the wheat flour. So I'm going to use around 300 grams of ghee. So it's 300 grams of ghee, and I'm going to increase the flame. Once ghee is melted, I'm going to add the same quantity of our seeds and the whole wheat. So it's around 200 grams of atta, whole wheat flour, and we are going to cook it until it starts leaving ghee. See, the wheat flour has to be little darker in color. Then only you'll find it that it's cooked, and it will have a nice aroma while cooking. So this cooking of wheat flour will take around 10 to 12 minutes. But I have already cooked my wheat flour before, so it will be little faster. Only thing, the raw flavor of wheat flour should be not there. That means you can use it. And keep on stirring it, and if you don't, it's going to burn. That you have to keep it in mind. You don't leave your spatula. So those who have recently joined, let me tell you what all things I've added and what I've done till now. I am making alsi ki pinni, that's flaxseed pinni, and we have fried our nuts, that's almond, cashew nut, and edible gum. And we have made a fine powder of that. I have roasted flax seeds and made costly powder. Now I am cooking wheat flour in ghee. So it is done. You can see here nice brown color we have achieved, and you can have smell it even. You have a lovely earthy flavor. I mean earthy smell, aroma coming out. So once this is ready, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of melon seeds. And we have pepper seeds, again 3 tablespoons we're going to have. We're going to mix it, and in the heat itself, our nuts going to cook. See, it's done, and we're going to add in our bowl. So our mixture is ready. In this, we are going to add rest of the ingredients. I'm going to add our dates first. I have already chopped, and this I'm using around 50 grams. I'm going to mix it properly. It's really hot, so mixing is not a problem now. In this, we are going to add our powder of flax seeds. Equal quantity of wheat flour. I have taken 200 grams of wheat flour and 200 grams of flax seed. We have edible gum, around 30 grams of edible gum. And we have almond and cashew nut powder, which is 50 grams. In that we have added black pepper and fennel seeds. So that also we have added. Now we are going to mix it properly. So everything is already been cooked. I'm going to take a hard spatula. It's really difficult. So we're going to mix it properly. So in this, I've already added around half a liter of ghee, but still I'm going to add 100 grams more. Around 4 tablespoons I'm adding. See, this you cannot consume in summers. It's just a winter dish. So that you have to keep in mind, as everything which goes in this dish, its properties are hot. The mixture is ready. The last item is our syrup of jaggery, which I've already boiled and kept. So I'm going to use it. So sweetness depends on you. If you feel like, okay, I want to have more sweeter pinnies, you can always add more, the jaggery. But if you feel no, I don't want to have more, you can reduce the sweetness level. So now you're going to mix it. So our mixture is ready. So we are going to leave it, this mixture, for 5 to 10 minutes until it cool down, and then we will start making our pinnies. Let it remain for cooling. For until that time, we'll set our next dish. So I'll take out everything. So let me make one pinny first before starting our next item, next dish. I'll show you. It is little hot, so it's little difficult for me to make it now. But yeah, it is little hot. We'll still leave it for some more time, and we'll start making it. It needs little more time. So this is going to be the shape of pinny. On that, we are going to put one. Let me fill it. So this is the pinny. We are going to do that. So the second dish is going to be paneer piste ka salan, a lost recipe from Nizams of Hyderabad. For that, we have fried onions, green chili. Usually, the food of Nizams doesn't have more spices, but we are going to use little bit. Green chilies we have whole garam masala, whole garam masala, and I'm going to show you what all whole garam masalas I'm going to use in our here. So for that, garam masala I'm having, yeah, in whole garam masala I'm going to use bay leaf, we have mace, cinnamon stick and cardamom. That's a whole garam masala I'm going to use in this recipe. A blanched, I've already blanched my pistachios. We have ginger garlic paste, cream, oil, ghee, onions which is sliced, cottage cheese, paneer, kevra water, saffron, salt and yogurt. So first, to make a gravy base, we're going to boil our onions and pistachios. So I'm going to take a pan. In that, I'm going to add water, sufficient water for boiling our onions. So onions, we are going to use around 4 tablespoons. We are not going to use more. Four tablespoons of onions. In this, I'm going to use a single piece of green chili. And blanched pistachio. We have blanched because pistachio here contains lot of dirt. In case if you don't blanch, your gravy will be spoiled. So you have to blanch it before you are using it. So 4 tablespoons I have used pistachio. In that I am going to use 3 to 4 cardamom green, bay leaf, cinnamon stick and mace. And we are going to cover it and leave it for boiling it. We are going to boil it until our onions are translucent. In another bowl, I'm going to use fried onions. That I'm going to take around 2 tablespoons, as we don't want to spoil our gravy color. In that we are going to add yogurt, around 3 tablespoons of yogurt. So this is going to be the base of the gravy. 3 tablespoons of yogurt. In this we are going to add mace, and 3 numbers of green cardamom. I'm going to mix it properly. It's time to make a paste of our onion and yogurt. So we'll make a paste of onion and yogurt. And even we'll see our onions are getting good color. See, you can see the color of the watercolor, as we have added blanched nuts. Pistachios are already blanched and we have added in this, that's why it's so clear. But in case pistachios, if you add without blanching, then you're going to spoil your gravy color. That's a secret behind this gravy. Take the premium quality pistachios and use it. You're going to get a very good gravy out of that. Hmm. So until our onions been cooked, we are going to roast. I mean, give little color to our paneer. Cottage cheese. For that, I am going to use a tablespoon of ghee. Hmm, hmm. And I have batons of cottage cheese. You can take any shape you want, but I have taken batons. So even our onions and pistachios are cooked. We're going to strain the water and make a fine puree of our onion and pistachio. So let's roast our cottage cheese a little bit. I'm going to sprinkle little salt on our cottage cheese just to give a boost. Yeah. Then get the color. Hmm. Yeah, you can mix both. If you want, even you can fry cottage cheese. But in case if you're frying cottage cheese, then you have to keep in warm water, frying so that it remains softer for longer time. And when you're making paste, ensure that you're adding less water, because it will take more time to cook. So our cottage cheese are ready. We're going to take out our cottage cheese. Now we want to start working on our gravy. Leave it aside for cooling down. For gravy, we're going to use a tablespoon of ghee and a tablespoon of oil. So we have added equal quantity of ghee and oil because ghee will spoil the color of gravy, but oil will not. And we want good flavor in the gravy, so we have added ghee, and for color we have added oil. I'm going to add a tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. And we are not going to cook it more. We want that raw flavor of ginger garlic in our gravy. So it's just taking little time to make a fine puree. So we have already done, yeah. So now you can see we have pistachio onion paste. In that we have added our yogurt and onion paste even. So we're going to put in our pan in which we have added ghee and ginger garlic paste. We have a lovely colored paste of onion and pistachio. You can see the color. That's what you get when you blanch and make a fine puree. So we're going to cook it further. In this now it's time to add salt. See, salt we are going to add little less because we have already added little in our cottage cheese. So as per your requirement, you please add the salt. And we're going to cook it more. In this gravy, everything is cooked. So we are not going to cook it for longer time. It's time to add little saffron in this. Saffron, and we have kevra water. A dash of kevra water. We're not going to add more. So our base is ready. Base of pisse ka salan is ready. Now we are going to concentrate on our paratha. At the last, we are going to present everything. So I'm going to keep it aside, and now we're going to start our Bidari paratha. For that, yeah. Yeah. So now again, a famous dish from Hyderabad. As we have salan from Hyderabad, we're going to have the bread from Hyderabad. We have Bidari paratha, a laid, multi-layered paratha bread, and which we are going to shallow fry on our tawa. I have a tawa. Let me introduce ingredients first. We have ghee, wheat flour, all-purpose flour, semolina, and salt. So let's start. In a bowl, mixing bowl, we are going to add around 150 grams of maida. 150 grams of maida, all-purpose flour, and around 50 grams of wheat flour. Semolina going to be 20 grams. We have added everything. In that, we are going to add salt. Going to mix it properly. Now it's time to add little ghee, and we're going to mix it. So this process is even called mowing. We're going to just crumble the flour. After crumbling, we're going to add water. So water we're going to add little by little as we want dough to be little harder. We don't want a soft dough, we want hard dough. In case if you're already, if you're making soft dough, then you'll not get multi-layered. So you have to keep that in mind. In case if you want multi-layered, then the dough has to be little harder. And the water what you're using, it should be little warm. Don't use it cold water. Just use little warm water. And you have semolina in this. Semolina will absorb the excess water. So that also you have to keep in mind. So little by little we are adding water that, and I think it's enough now. So I'm going to add a little more. Let me put everything down. It's done. Every day, if you're going to make this paratha, definitely you're going to build your muscles. It requires a lot of hard work and patience. You have to massage it properly to get a smooth texture. So we'll give rest for another 30 seconds. Then again we're going to massage it. Let's see. So let's divide the equal balls. We're going to divide it small balls. So our pedas are ready. Now we are going to roll it. So first we are going to apply ghee again on the base and we are going to roll it. When you have rolled it, now on the top you are going to apply little ghee. On ghee we are going to put our all-purpose flour and we are going to rub it gently. Again we are going to apply little ghee and we are going to apply little more flour. So this is really critical. If you don't fold it properly, then your folds will never come. So when you while folding, give a first fold, seal it, then second fold, third fold, fourth and fifth. When you have already folded everything, then you have to start rolling. The tip has to be on the top. On the top, and then you roll it. And that is the last end, you have to put it inside. and your paratha is ready. Same way we are going to do the second paratha even. Roll it little thinner so that you'll get more layers and it will look really good. Yeah. So when after rolling, we are going to apply little ghee. Then you have all-purpose flour. Rub it properly. After dusting it properly, we are going to again redo same process. You have added ghee and then again you're going to rub. So now you just lift it and fold it. 3 to 4 fold. Little pulling and just roll it. Done. Apply little oil on the paratha. Same way here. Again, I'm going to do, and I'm going to just keep it 4. So once your parathas are rolled, laid, you're going to roll it. You're going to hit a pan. Just take out extra dust from the table. You can give this pedas resting for 5 to 10 minutes and then you do the rolling and cooking. Then you're going to achieve the best result. So dust little bit. Now it's time for rolling. We will start cooking our parathas. While rolling, just keep little thicker. And if you are rolling the peda thin, then you're not going to get the lace. That also you have to keep in mind. Yeah. So now I'm going to do the plating of all our three dishes. Paneer piste ka salan, bidari paratha, and the pinni. So we have our salan ready. We're going to heat our salan. It's time to add cream. 2 tablespoons of cream. The more you cook the salan, you're going to lose out the great brighter color of pistachio. So it's like you don't cook it more. Let me do the tasting. It's lovely. And we're going to add our cottage cheese. We're going to maintain our consistency by adding little water. The elevation, 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 elevation. So now we are going to add a little more ghee on our parathas. So let's do the plating. Our cottage cheese is ready. We'll take a plate. We're going to have our cottage cheese. We have salan. पिस्ते का सालन with bidari paratha and our pinis are ready. Hope you enjoy the recipe. For more recipes, do subscribe. Aapka India. Thank you.